All right, y'all. I'm just feeling energetic after the gym, and I want to knock out all these videos that's been on my mind. So I want to talk about the movement of millennials and Gen. I'm a millennial, by the way. The movement of millennials and Gen Z who are opting not to get married and not have kids. And I will say this: I'm single. I've been single for a couple of years now, by choice. I definitely date. Do I'm a little freaky dude. Get my little freak on, whatever, whatever. But it's a situation where, and I'm in my 30s now. It's a situation where the dating pool fucking sucks, and I'll put it to you like this: I know more people who are married and unhappy than happy couples. I also know most of the people I know with kids, I'm not gonna lie, have a terrible co-parenting dynamic. Like, I just to give y'all some perspective. I have two best friends. Um, they're both in their they're older than me. They're both older than me, but they're in their 30s as well. One of my best friends, he's a super man of God, and him and his wife have been married for over a decade. Um, I can't really. They don't have any kids. I can't really say if they've ever attempted to have kids or if they can't have kids. That's none of my business. Like I said, I've been told that it's inappropriate to ask a couple why they don't have kids. So I've never asked my best friend that. But I mean, he is the example of a good man. Like my boy, when I tell you, even when we going out, my boy be like, "Yo, where we going? What other females are gonna be there? Nah, I can't be around a whole bunch. Like my boy is obsessed with his wife. When we all go out as a group, he has to like give his wife a babe. We gonna be at Top Golf. I'm at Bay such and such. Like he is like the definition of a good husband. You feel what I'm saying? He loves his wife, treats his wife like, the apple of his eye. Even like, not to say I was encouraging him to cheat, but I was like, hey bro, like, man, you wanna go to the strip club? He was like, nah fam, I don't do that. I'm a married man. Like, nope, nope, I'm good. Like, y'all could go ahead and do that, and I respect it. My other best friend, he has two kids, two different baby moms, and he's currently going through a divorce. And when I tell you, and I know a lot of women have spoken about men ain't shit, good, no good baby daddies. But when I tell you firsthand, my best friend always pays his shit. Like he don't have a choice. My homie works two full-time jobs, always attempting to reach out to see his kids, and it's always some bullshit. I've seen this man break down and cry because he's begging, wanting to be like, "Hey, oh, can I see my kid? Can I see my kid?" And she's holding the kid ransom because it's um, now you can't see your daughter, and I don't care if you pay child. Like I've seen some of the most evil text messages come from this woman, and he feels like lost because even though he is granted visitation, she, they set a time for him to pick up the daughter. He goes to pick up the child. The mom ain't there. It's all these games. And man, let me tell you all this. I was randomly, where was I? I think I was grabbing something to eat. And I had started chopping it up with this one cat. And homie just looked down. And I was like, "You good, bro?" And he like, "Man," he like, "I got the baby moms from hell." And then he told me, which is crazy. He was like, "You got kids, bro?" And I was like, "Nah." And he was like, "Bro, I'm telling you." He's like, "My biggest regret is having kids with the wrong woman." He told me that because he was when I seen him at the restaurant, he had came to the bar and he was like kind of angry on the phone. You know what I mean? And he was like talking to, I think, his mother, and he's like, "Man, that bitch is evil. I can't believe she did it. I knew she was doing that. I knew she was doing that." So he like, "Bro, let me tell you." He like, "I got a baby mom. I have a little daughter." He's like, "Me and my family, we spoil our my daughter. So like, they buying the daughter designer shit, all this, dope clothing, and then he said it's always some kind of confusion when he has to pick up the daughter. So he sends his mother or his father to pick the daughter up from the baby moms. So he said when the baby comes over, they typically come, they shower the girl with gifts. So they get her all these like new clothes, new shoes, and all this stuff. He then says, like, I guess one day the mom was saying, like, "Hey, yo, can you put her, Burberry coat or her such and such sneakers, in the bag?" And then the girl was always coming without the clothes, so they kept requesting like, "Yo, what happened to her this outfit or that outfit?" And the baby mom is like, she don't remember, or she forgot it, or the outfit got messed up, she don't recall them sending it. So it was all these kind of excuses for these very expensive items of clothing that they had bought the girl. So the mom took it upon herself to, like, because they was buying a lot of good clothes for the daughter, for the granddaughter, homie's daughter. So he said the mom started doing research, and this is crazy. The mom said she got a way to get on the baby mom's Facebook page. The baby mom has a whole Poshmark store, and she was selling the clothes that the baby father's family was giving her online. So she's taking all the designer clothes for her kid and selling it so she can make money. So it was a whole bunch of confusion, and then like he was just like, "Yo, I already paid this girl child support, and she gonna do something so evil for our daughter." And I'll be honest with you, um, even in my immediate family, I don't. I'm the youngest of 5 siblings. Not to put my family's business out there, there's not one good marriage or good co-parenting dynamic in my entire family. So I go back 50-50 on if, number one, if I want to get married, or number two, if I want kids. Because it's like, first of all, kids are very expensive. And I feel like kids are another bill, and then kids like take over your life. Luckily for me as a man, I know it might not take over my life as much, but I know in my pockets, if I have a kid right now and I have it with the wrong, shorty, I know my finances could be fucked. And I'm already in a position where I'm trying to build wealth. Like, I'll be honest with you, 2023 has been a rough year for me overall. But I just know if I had a kid, I would have been extra fucked up in the paint. And then I know so many people who are married who hate their spouse. Like, we was at the barbershop one day, and this one cat was telling us like, "Yo, y'all don't get married." He was just telling us like how much he hated his wife, how much he was just waiting to, for his kids to get of age so he could like leave the wife, because he had flat out said that the wife had, you know, told him like, she gonna do him dirty if he tries to divorce her. And I had a old, like 10 years ago when I was in my early 20s, I had an older homie at work, right? I had an older homie at work, and this nigga was like, he was like late 30s, and we just became friends at work, and we were cool, and he was married, um, and he had two kids. I don't know if his wife had her own friend circle, but whenever him and I, like, whenever he would tell me to come to the crib so we could like watch sports, or we both did music, so we would work with me, the wife would just come and just fuck up the vibe. You know what I mean? She would always like interject herself into us hanging out. And his wife, I'll be honest with you, his wife was a bitch. I didn't like her. And like when you don't like a friend's significant other, but you kind of keep it close to the chest. This is when I knew this, and at the time I didn't have a car. So every time, he would call me like, "Oh, what you getting into?" I said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go grocery shopping. I'm gonna catch it." He like, "No, I got you, I got you. I'll come. Give me 10 minutes." So every time I needed something, the nigga would be quick to like, "Oh yeah, I got you, I got you. I'm gonna come pick you up." So I was like, "No, bro, I got it, I got it." And he's like, "No, I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you." And one day I was like, "Bro, like, yo, I appreciate you having my back, but listen, bro, you ain't gotta come get me all the time, man." He then told me, he like, "Bro, I'll be honest with you. Any excuse I get to leave the house to get away from my wife, I take it." So he's like, "If you ever need help with anything, I just want to get away from my wife." I was like, "Damn." And he was like, "Yo, I ain't gonna lie, my wife is a bitch." He like, "I made a mistake marrying her. I already done got two kids by her." And then he's like, "She's begging me for another kid." He like, "She would never get another kid out of me." And this man just went in so deep on how much he hated his wife and how he felt stuck, and was encouraging me to like not get married. He was like, "Do not get married." So I was like, damn. And let me tell you what was a crazy part, where that same homie, he told me I had to talk him off the ledge. So we worked at a job. I worked the morning shift. He worked the overnight shift. So we would like kind of intersect at work for that little hour. Like I was working like 6 a.m. to 2, I think. Yeah, I was working like 6 a.m. to 2. And he would work overnight like I think he was working like 11 to 7, something like that. So, for like an hour in the morning, we would kind of work with each other. And it was this particular job, one time they just had hella overtime. So it was so much overtime at the job. It was so much overtime at the job. So me and him was killing it in overtime, working extra, working extra, working extra. So we knew our checks was about to be fat, right? So typically when he would get off at 7 a.m., he would go home and sleep and then wake up like in the afternoon. So, and typically when he woke up in the afternoon, like that would be around the time when I would get off. So then, him and I would sometimes link up, go work on music, go watch sports, whatever the case may be. So one day, it's the day that we're supposed to get paid that overtime check. And I'm talking about, we did a lot of overtime, so our checks was going to be fat. He calls me and he's like, it was a Thursday. He calls me like, my check hit, and I like, oh right, it was a nice check. So he called me like, "Hey yo, did you get paid?" I said, "Yeah." And I like, "You didn't get paid?" He like, "Nah." He's like, "Something is off." So I was like, "Well, go call so and so in HR." He like, okay, let me call. 5 minutes later, this nigga calls me and he's like, "Yo, I'ma kill this bitch." I said, "What? Like, what's wrong?" So apparently, they're a married couple, so they have an account together. So apparently, he can, and because our checks used to hit at like 8:30 a.m. or something like that. This particular job. Apparently, when he came home and went to sleep, the check hit, and it was a big check. So his wife, I guess that day, she had she was off of work or something like that. So I guess she checked the account and seen this big check for a couple of racks. And while he was sleeping, she gets up and goes to the store, buys brand new TVs, bought a purse, and just like pretty much blew this man's whole overtime check. So he's freaking out and he's like, yo, this bitch spent my whole overtime check. And I was like, what? So he's like, I'm about to kill this bitch. And I was just like, this nigga is like crying on the phone. And I was like, bro, no, you got to calm down. I was like, are you sure? He's like, yes. He's like, I called the job. They said, no, your check has been processed. And then he's like, because I called the account and the account sounded off, because I know I'm supposed to get like an additional 2-3 racks in there. And then he's like, so then I called the bank. The bank then tells me that, yeah, no, a check of such and such was deposited, but we got a purchase from Best Buy for this amount. We got a purchase from, let's say, Michael Kors for this amount. So the wife, so he calls the wife and like, yo, what are you doing? The wife is like, oh, you need to calm down. Money is meant to be spent, and you know, if you made that much money doing overtime, you could do it again. This dude was, my homie was freaking the fuck out. And he was like, and I like, bro, you can't put your hands on her. It's not worth it, bro. I like, you gonna go to jail. You got your kids to live for. And I know so many couples like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they feel stuck. I will say, on the contrary, I do know 3 couples that have beautiful relationships. Like, one of my favorite couples, they're older, they're in their 40s. I like to hang out with them. When I tell you, they spoil each other. They like best friends. Like, when we go out, like, shoot, me and this couple, we go to the strip club together. And my homegirl, she's buying her husband lap dances. He's buying her lap dances. Like, and it's just this cool that they love being with each other, right? I know another couple that, you know, they like date nights. So every other month they going and jumping on a plane, going somewhere fly, you know, making themselves a priority. And I just feel like, if you are blessed to find your person, marriage and kids is amazing. But if not, I don't know, man, because like I said, I see why a lot of people don't want to get married. And I see why a lot of people don't want to have kids now, because like, I don't have any kids, I'm not married, and it's just kind of like, do I want to do that? Like I said, if I meet, you know, yo, if my equal shorty comes in and like completes me, I would do it. But I mean, it's not looking too good. And I could say I haven't been actively like dating, you know what I mean, right now, because it's a lot of big stuff I'm working on. And like I said, I barely have time for myself. The only thing I make time for right now is God in the gym, you know. And I'll say this: one of my biggest role models is Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban became a billionaire at 40. And I think Mark Cuban didn't get married or have kids until he was like in his mid 40s. So that's like over a decade from now for me. And I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I don't mind being an older dad when I'm fully financially in a good spot, but like I don't know. I feel like if I had a baby mom's from hell or I was married, like I feel like I wouldn't be able to take it. You feel me? So I honestly get the child-free, no kids, no marriage movement. And I went down a rabbit hole of videos of people being child-free and why they decided not to have kids. And it was eye opening. You know what I mean? Especially like, man, it's this one black, it's like two black dudes I had seen on YouTube that had spoke about it, and they were older. They were like, I think one of the dudes was like in his 50s, and they all said they don't regret not having kids. And of course, you want kids because you want a mini me, you want legacy and all that stuff. But another part of it, this world is so fucked up. You know what I mean? This world is so fucked up, and like I said, I had a really fucked up childhood, just to let y'all know. And when my book comes out, hopefully I could get my book out next year. Y'all would get a little bit of my personal tea of like the traumatic childhood I had. But when I see stuff like school shootings and that whole Israel versus Palestine thing, like, I'm not even like a crier like that, but whenever I see stuff with kids dying, it hurts my heart. So I don't know if I even want to bring kids into like a crazy world like this, y'all. But anyway, this is just a video that was on my mind. Damn, my battery is dying. If y'all want a part 2 on this, let me know. Let me wrap this up because, yeah, damn, I thought I had charged this battery. But anyway, if you are child free and you don't want to get married, leave some comments below, because I'm 50-50. Like, I wouldn't mind getting married and having kids, but then at the same time, I think if I become successful and I'm